All right, Cale. Thanksgiving's coming up. True or false? Only male turkeys can gobble.
Is that true?
It is true. And do you have any idea why male turkeys gobble?
Maybe are they the only ones that got like the little thing here?
Yeah.
Whatever that's called.
It's the gobbler.
Yeah,
But
the
what's
gobbler.
like? What are they trying to do? Any ideas?
Mating calls, probably.
Yes, attracting the ladies. All right, true or false? Turkeys can't fly.
Well, they can fly, right?
You're killing it. All right. Any idea when the top speed a turkey could fly is?
30 kilometers an hour.
Oh, kilometers. I don't know if I
So what's it in miles?
can I do that? It's 55 miles per hour,
Okay,
which
yeah,
I think
that's
is pretty
weird.
quick.
Yeah, that's probably like almost 75, 80 miles per kilometer.
True or false? The turkey is the national bird of the United States.
That's false.
Any idea what it is?
Should be the eagle, right?
Correct. But it actually almost was the turkey. One of the founding fathers wanted it to be turkey. All right, that's it. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, just a couple unfortunate bounces. I feel like we've still been playing well, playing to our identity. It's just sometimes just really unfortunate. So,
How do you feel about this matchup against Vancouver? They're one of the better teams in the West as well.
yeah, they've been rolling this year. Obviously, they play to a good identity. They play a hard game, and it's going to be a good test for us. They got a lot of good players, so everybody's just going to stay aware defensively, and then obviously we're going to have to play on the offensive side of things as well. So it should be a really good test.
How much do you know about Quinn Hughes? How much have you communicated with him to kind of see where he is this season?
I mean, I haven't communicated with him, but I mean, he's off to a completely stellar start. It's fun to watch. I mean, he's such a dynamic player. And, he definitely does a lot for that team. He's the driving force, what it seems like. Don't get to watch too much of them just because they're on Pacific time, but yeah, no, it's good.
Still early in the season, it's fun to have these matchups. Offensive defensive liners.
Yeah, I mean, that's not really how I look at it on an individual aspect of things. It's always fun when you get to play good teams, in my opinion. It's a good test for us tonight. I think a lot of guys are excited to play.
How does your game change when you face a team with an offensive defenseman setup, kind of like the way you guys play?
I don't think it really changes much. I mean, obviously, you're always having to be aware of a team has threats. You always have to be aware defensively, but for us, it's just, I mean, they're going to send a lot of different layers in the rush, so we just have to be ready for that.
How much have you grown in your ability to create offense with this team? You came in as a defenseman known as that being a strength, but now that you've been in the league a while, do you feel like you've continued to evolve in the way that you're able to help your teammates out?
Yeah, I hope so. I feel like, I mean, it's not just me. I think a lot of guys are evolving too, and I think that's why guys are starting to produce and just trusting one another. But yeah, I think as you're grouped together for a while, I think players start to evolve. But at the same time, it's fun to see guys' games grow, and there's been a lot of guys I've seen that pop in this year so far, which is good.
With the day off yesterday, do you take it fully off as a team, or are there internal conversations that you guys are still having to reset before morning skate today?
No, sometimes you need a break. I don't think it's like a necessity to always talk on days off. I think if guys want to, we can, or you can go on the rink if you want, but a lot of times guys need that kind of mental break and mental clarity for a day off, so uses that a little bit.
I think in the last week there's been 4 or 5 of the same goals with Val. Is that like a chemistry that develops over time, or do you guys have like a unspoken chemistry? Shoot here, is he kind of giving you or anything?
I don't know. I think he's just honestly he's been unreal spots all the time. I just try and get him the puck. I don't know if it's too much like going on chemistry-wise. I think he's just placed himself there and just trying to find his stick. So yeah, he's been doing a good job of that. It's fun to watch because when he's a powerhouse, it's one of the best in the league. Thanks,
The mindset and approach of the team right now?
I think just keep doing what we're doing. I think we've been playing really well lately. Obviously, last game was a bit of a heartbreaker, but I think we deserve at least a point there, and we kind of get a fluky play there at the end after they score, and it doesn't work out, but I think that can happen, and I think if we keep playing the way we've been playing, we'll give ourselves a chance to win every night.
It seems like you're fitting in well, checking a lot of the boxes that the coaching staff expects. How do you, I guess, elevate your game and improve upon what you've already brought?
I think it's just consistency for me. I think a lot of my career I've had some consistency issues, so I'm just trying to stay focused on game to game and not thinking too far ahead, and trying to help out where I can, and my job is to be a defenseman and to defend hard and to be physical and get pucks out of my zone. I'm a good puck mover, but if I can hop in and create some offense every once in a while, I'll try to do that.
And then the last minute of the periods has been kind of a struggle for this team lately. How do you kind of clean up that area of the game?
I think simplifying. I think taking care of the puck at blue lines, no turnovers. Kind of maybe making the safe play more often than not that last minute, and making sure the puck's getting out and we're spending time in their zone to finish periods.
And lastly, for me, Vancouver, a lot of skill, a lot of talent, playing with some confidence. What kind of things you got to do to make sure to keep that confidence at bay? Just
defend. I think we take care of the puck and we defend as a 5-man unit. Then we can let our skill shine through and play the other, playing the offensive zone. So they're feeling it. When a team, I think, is feeling it like they are, a lot of guys feel like every time they shoot, it's going in the net over there. So we have to limit their chances.
A team like that, is it easy to get up for a game like that when they're coming in hot?
Yeah, for sure. I think you could have said the same thing about Dallas. That was a big matchup for us. Same division, and they were at the top there. So I think it's always a good matchup early against the top teams in the league to see where you stack up, and you want to prove that you're the best.
That it's impossible to completely forget some of the takeaways in the game. Can you kind of walk me through what that's like?
Yeah, I think last game was as tough as you're probably going to get in terms of losing a game that you think you should win, and but really it's just such a long year that it sits with you for the night, it sits with you the next day, it sits with you a little bit, come to the rink, but now it's flush. You get a good skate out there, and we just don't have time, right? So it's cliche because there's so many games that you got to be ready for the next one, but I think it's got to burn. We're not happy with that game and how it ended up, and we could use that frustration, or we could use the energy towards this game.
Is that something as a group, maybe with younger players too, that they learn as they become more professional, the ability to turn the page on difficult games?
I think we've got an old enough group now where we could pull some young guys along, and I think that's where experience comes in. I think we know what it takes to move on to the next game and move on to be ready. So, I think young guys usually learn it pretty quickly. I think at the end of the day, you can't really dwell on mistakes or games previous, because that's when it boils over, and that's when you start, going the other way. So we've been happy with our game as of late. I think that last little stretch of that game where we lost, our game's been pretty good.
And looking at that Dallas game, there are obviously really positive takeaways from that. Is that something that you can build momentum off of going into tonight?
Yeah, I think the Seattle game, I think the game against Anaheim, I think the game against Dallas, like I said, I think we've been trending in the right direction. That's why I think the last game was just a little more frustrating than usual, because we felt like with a win there, we were definitely right where we need to be. But it's fine. There's hiccups in the road. There's things that happen during the season that you can't project or aren't perfect. So I think we need to mentally just move past it and get ready for tonight against a really good team. We have no choice.
And this will be the last one, but looking at some of those positive wins that you just mentioned, do you feel like the maturity of this group is moving in the direction that it needs to?
Yeah, I think so. I think at the end of the day, we're 18 games in or whatever it is. So just so much runway of the season that you look back at a game like Dallas. That's a big game that we can look back on now, and when we're in tougher moments in the season or in playoffs, and so we just find building blocks like that. It's not going to be perfect, like I said. It's such a long year, but yeah, I think we're definitely starting to see what our best game looks like, and those 3 games probably prove that.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yep.